Obscurus is everywhere in PvP right now. If you're going against it or if you're using it yourself, it can be a really fun card to try and use or counter. I was on stream last night and we had heaps of fun trying to work out how we're going to use it to the best of its abilities, and today I'm going to show you every strategy that I've found so far. There's obviously many more out there that other people will have. This will give you the foundation to go and use your Obscurus, take it into your PvP match now, and go and start nuking those enemies. Or, on the other hand, if you see someone else using it, you will know how to counter it to the best of the abilities I know. So let's go and have a look at this card. As always, we're going to start off with the deck that I've been using, just so you have a bit of context in how I'm going to use Obscurus and what other cards I'm going to bundle up with Obscurus when we get into a battle. So I'll start over on the left. We've got Prior Incanto, which if you've seen all of my decks, it is in pretty much all of them. I do love this card. This can be swapped out for pretty much anything else you use in the normal Hermione deck, but for me this is a key element of my deck. We got Expulsio next up, and this is just to get those pesky opponents out of their nebulous so that your Thunder can continually hit them, stop them doing their Orb of Water, and just interrupt them continuously. We got Nebulous here just to hide yourself, give you a little bit of healing. It's just an amazing card to just stop the summons in their tracks just for that little point in time. Next up is Incendio. Use it when they're in their nebulous, just to make it so you can see them again, and their Thunder will also strike them then too. Then we've got the big boys. We've got the Thunder, which obviously, if you don't know already, Thunder and Hermione are like two peas in a pod. They are amazing together. And then you add down the bottom here, we've got our Hermione companion, and this is just a trio of death. So last but not least, we have our big boy Obscurus at the end here. So if you haven't seen already, it transforms you into an invisible Obscurus. It launches 6 rapid basic attacks on a random enemy unit within the target area while briefly slowing them down. After the attacks, the target zone explodes, dealing massive damage to all units inside. If there are no opponent units in the target area, the area will be detonated and the attack ends, so you may only do 1 or 2 attacks if there's no opponents left in there. When the Obscurus effect wears off, you're weakened and take 40% more damage for 5 seconds. This is a massive part of this card, and you need to know this for when you're using it and when you're trying to counter someone that is using it also. So those are all the cards. We've got Cassandra and Ron down the bottom, and obviously Hermione. These are all just pretty standard with the Hermione deck in this order, and you'll see from my battles how I use them and where I place them, and I'll talk through them as we go, but we're going to see a couple of examples where I literally fully flip the switch on my opponent and go from pretty much losing to winning. It is amazing how quickly this card right here can flip you into a win. Alright, we're going to show this battle right here. I'm just going to talk through it. Super annoying that the deck is tiny over there, but as you can see, we use our Pungos and we broomsticks and all of that jazz to get my Thunder down. As you can see, he is a Kevin user, so I should have probably taken Kevin out a lot quicker than I did. Did a bad Expulsio. I got Cassandra down in the back corner there. In case there's any summons, you run back there and she just takes them out, which I should have gone back down there for this book. I do eventually. But I'm trying to take out Kevin. I'm just using all my spells, kind of cycling through. As you can see, I have Obscurus down the bottom there. But the way that I have chosen to use it, or like to use it within my battles, is to not let my opponent know I have it until the opportune time. If I use it too early, then they know I have it and they can counter against it. It is a very easy card to counter against when you know your opponent has it. If you don't think your opponent has it, you can really get away with it, and at the end of the battle, just absolutely nail them down, take heaps of damage really fast. As you can see here, they're already 1,000 health in front of me right now, and they're not stopping. I'm getting absolutely pummeled. Watch how low my health is after this Hagrid goes away. Look at this. I'm down to 1,000. They're at 2,600. I really thought all hope was lost. 700. Boom. Hermione comes down. I drop lightning. So we've got double lightning onto the field right now. some reason their inflators just missed just then. But right here, watch this. Obscurus. Because Hermione was still up. She used it as well. We just absolutely doubled her down. And then I had Obscurus up again because of Prior Incanto. And now I'm 300 health points in front. That was an enormous flip of health right there. I've got another lightning ready to go. So it's just that Obscurus right there absolutely flipped the game. I'm going to go back and we'll have a look at how much health it actually flipped. Right here, this is the first lightning strike that goes down. They were at about 2,500 before this lightning strike. I'm at 695, say 700. This is a double lightning. Then we hit the Obscurus after it. Just watch their attack or their health just go straight down. Continually. Look at that. There's over 1,000 just gone from that lightning. The Obscurus. There's another 1,000. Look at that. 950 we're at now. And we've got another Obscurus. Sorry, we've got to wait for this one to go too. Boom. 400. We just went from 2,500 down to 400 in 15 seconds. 15 seconds. That flipped this whole game on its head and nearly caused me to win straight from that. This is an amazing card if you use it correctly. If you just throw Obscurus out there at the start of the battle, it's going to be useless because they're going to have their MP up and they'll just rage bombs down on you. Because of that extra 40% damage, you will get melted straight away. But because I've put him so far on the back foot here and he's just been trying to dodge and do other stuff, he doesn't know what to do to come back at me. We'll go forward and I've got another example where I've done a similar thing, maybe not to this extent, but it's really interesting to show that it can happen continuously. Alright, we've got another battle here. It is actually against the same person. It was literally a battle or two after this one. I'm obviously a little bit more on top here, or it's a bit more even before we even get to this stage. I see, again, I had Obscurus there. I thought about using it. But I'm like, no, I've got Hermione coming up. I'm just going to wait a little bit. Alright, we've got Lightning at 3 MP. We've got Hermione there. I'm just going to let my MP come up. We'll drop Hermione. We'll drop the Lightning. Double Lightning is off. Got to get him away from there. And we just watch Hermione's bar. Watch Hermione's bar. It's full. We're ready to go again. We drop Obscurus. We get a double Obscurus. And pretty much take him down to nearly out. And then we just Incendio and take him right out. So it is such a good card. When you know your opponent is down to like 1,000 or a little bit less health, and you got a Hermione there, or even if it's just by itself, if they're under 1,000 health, and you aim this at them, this will take them down to nearly death, and then you only need an Incendio or something, because your MP is gaining up whilst you're doing your Obscurus, which means that you can do an attack nearly straight away afterwards. The only thing is, once your attack is done, you need to move, because they know where you're going back to, and they're probably dropping an Incendio or something down on where your player was. You need to get well out of the way. So there's one other time that I'm going to show you, which I feel is an even better time to use Obscurus. This has been amazing, but I'll show you the best time. Here's one more duel of me showing you a really great time to drop Obscurus. So again, we're going to start off normal. We just use our low cost cards, try and get our lightning cost down. They really hid themselves here. I did terribly and missed at both of these. They kind of get themselves on the front foot here. But their honest mistake is right there. They used Obscurus at a very bad time. Now, I know that they have Obscurus, and they're happy to use it whenever. So I just keep my Obscurus there, and I try and keep my MP at the higher echelon, so I'm ready to take a shot as soon as they do Obscurus again. So we'll keep watching. You see, you just keep dodging, doing your thing, dropping the lightning, keeping him moving around. He drops Obscurus again, but I'm ready. Hermione down, Obscurus down. We both Obscurus onto him then, and look at that damage! Look at that damage. We'll go back and see exactly how much damage. So before he gets hit, remember there's lightning going off as well, we are at 2,400 before we do a double Obscurus. And remember, they're going to take 40% extra damage right now, and I'm going to double Obscurus them. Alright, they're at 2,400. I'm double Obscurusing. Boom, 600. That double Obscurus just then took off 1,800 health in like 5 seconds. Because I knew that my opponent had Obscurus, and I knew that they were willing to use it whenever, if I have it down there ready and waiting to go, you don't even need Hermione there. You could have done 900 damage, like instantly off the bat. I've got Prior and Canto there, so I think that I even go again. No, I don't. But they're that low on health that they pretty much have no hope for here. I just had to play smart and take them the rest of their time down. Right there, that is a couple of different ways that you can use Obscurus to really flip the switch on your opponent and do anywhere from 1,000 up to 2,000 health damage within 5 to 10 seconds. It is a massive coin flip. It is a massive play, and if it doesn't come off, it can be very detrimental. But if you hit it like this, it is an absolute game changer. So what I showed there, that is also the counter to Obscurus. So if you see your opponent just using Obscurus willy-nilly, as we see back here, like I'm moving, why would you even use Obscurus? But anyway, if you see your opponent doing that, you need to get out of the way as fast as possible. Maybe for the first time go, okay, he's got Obscurus in his deck, and just keep that in your head. Then, as your duel progresses, make sure you keep your MP at at 2 or somewhere like that, depending on what your deck is set up like. With Hermione, it doesn't matter so much because your MP doesn't have to get so high to get another high damage attack. But you want to, as soon as they do an Obscurus, make sure you're out of the way, and then you attack them and go on the front foot straight after that. If you have a lightning ready or an Obscurus ready to attack, even a atmospheric charm or a whiz bang, something like that, some big hit, you want to do that as soon as they finish. But you got to make sure, I think I've got one more video that I can show of a bad timing of this. So I've got one example here of not how to counter Obscurus. As we can see, boom, I was on my way back. Perfect, they've Obscurus. I don't know why they did it this time, but they did. They are using a Bellatrix Echo, which you will see a lot, which makes the Obscurus card very strong, because if you do it at the right time, you can drop your Death Eaters right at your opponent, and boom, you're getting smashed even more. Maybe I might do a bit of a guide further down the track on how to use a Bellatrix Echo with Obscurus. Today is mainly just Hermione, because this is what I've been playing. But as you can see, they've jumped to the back, done their Obscurus. I get out of the way quickly, but I do my Obscurus too fast. I don't understand why this is a problem. We'll go back and watch this again. I might even slow this down to 1.5. I have no idea why this happened, but it's something for you to look out for. Do not do the attack too fast. For some reason, I did not continually do Obscurus. You need to wait for them to be back for a second. Most people will blink back and then move straight away. So I would give it a little bit of time. Once they blink back, watch where they're going, plan your attack, and when they stop, hit them then. That is how you counter Obscurus to the best of my abilities right now. A Dobby Echo would be perfect because you may be able to blink out of the Obscurus straight off the bat, and then as soon as they come back or once they move, hit them with a big attack and away you go. The hardest thing to counter with Obscurus is people try to use it like I've been using it, as a trap card. I'm not going out there and just telling you I have Obscurus. I'm waiting for you to do the wrong thing, and then I'm jumping on you and just laying down a massive amount of damage in one go. I'm not at the start of the match just throwing out Obscurus and go, hi, I have Obscurus here, watch out, because then you can do exactly what I've done. You know it's there, you know it's coming, and you can just work around it. So that's the main points. Use it as a trap card, use it with a combo with a Hermione, Bellatrix, whatever like that, and just think about how you're going to play it. Watch your opponent, and if they do play it, you know what to counter. You need to keep doing big moves across the map. As soon as you see them do it, that's when you pounce. You hit them hard straight after it, take advantage of that 40% extra damage that you get, and just nuke them down. Take down that Obscurus. It is an amazing card. I've been loving it so far. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite part of Obscurus is, other than getting nuked by it. But that is about it for today, guys. Hopefully I've taught you an amazing guide on how to use Obscurus and get all the way up those PvP ranks if you have it. And if you don't have it, hopefully this helps you counter it into the future. And that is about it, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.